people who are listening here are concerned. Someone says, I understand that prepaid meters, smart or otherwise, are being programmed to run faster. In fact, some discos remove standard ones and insist on those locally produced or prepared to cheat users. That's one. That's Kawil. Then Ukebu says, why do customers need to pay first for meters and wait for so long for the meters? Have all those who paid for their meters received the meters? So at the end of the day, so that Nigerians will stop the estimated thing.
The consumer pays for the meter, but the meter does not belong to him. Because if he moves house, he can't take that meter with him.
Within the content of technology, meter is movable. If we can sit down on the round table and work out the technology that is easy for us to be able to transfer meter. Meter should be used like a telephone. It's just within...
I paid for the meter in my former office. When I was moving, I wasn't allowed to take it.
Yes, because the
meter is address specific.
Yes, no, because we don't have the platform to address the changing, the crossing. Because when you are crossing, you need to cross into another regime so that the system will switch it. We need a switching system that will be able to do that. That's not a problem per se. It's just for us to sit down and work out the technology that will support it. However, with regard to MAP, it's a good initiative if we can run it seamlessly with all necessary commitment that is required. We need advance funding from the manufacturer so that we can produce ahead. Secondly, we need a lot of manpower training to address the deficit. Because
who will do the manpower training?
It has to be either we have a school and there are other schools that can train technicians. Yes, in Nigeria. Okay. A technician, and also inside the curricula that we're trying to roll out now in terms of training, we are trying to put ethics because consumers need education. They need to be aware.
So who's going to be trained now? Your meter fixers and maintainers or the consumers?
No, the meter fixers, general people. Is an opportunity for people to get engaged.
Jobs.
Yeah, to create jobs. Now, the consumer needs to be educated because there are some instances where you don't know why you are paying high rate on your meter. If you have a leakage current in your house is not properly heated. Let me give you an instance. You touch your kettle or you touch your switch and you have a little flickering of like a shock. It's a wastage in electricity and you'll be paying for it and you don't know. And there are protection you can put in place to mitigate over all those ones. So you need to be properly educated how your house wiring should be done properly so that you will reduce technical losses or leakage current within your house. And also, if you don't have load balance, suppose you have a 3-phase meter and most of your appliances is towards one phase, there will be leakage current to the neutral. You need to be properly educated about that. So otherwise, you'll be paying higher tariff. And you should be educated about your tariff. And you should be able to demonstrate on your spot how meter is conforming to the standard. You can see it yourself. We have tools, we have equipment. Those are the opportunities that is coming on. I hope they will be able to
So deploy. This map thing is, if it's properly implemented, you're saying it will make the difference in metering.
A lot of difference.
At that point, how would it work? Yes. Would the consumers now be able to pay directly for their meters?
Yeah, I think if I can speak from a prospective map licensee, there are two modules to it, two phases to it. If you want an investment profile, that is, they install meter in your premises and you pay over a period of 7 to 10 years, then you'll be paying a fee, a rental fees every month. But if you can pay one-off, I think the meter will be installed almost immediately, if provided all the plans that are put in place.
Who does one pay to?
There will be a kind of joint escrow account between the MAP licensee and the disco or the...
And you are a MAP licensee?
Yeah, I'm a prospective MAP licensee. Yes,
The MAP licensee, is the person a meter manufacturer or it could be anybody?
Yes, you could, once you have the financial requirements. There are financial requirements, because what it means is that you have to source for funding. You must have a liquidity, or an investor must invest within your company to be able to provide meter for that scheme specifically.
You are a prospective licensee.
Yeah.
So imagine that you get the license, we come to you and we pay for the meter.
Yeah.
What then happens to the meter? Are you the one going to come and install the meter?
Yes. There are framework we are putting in place to make life easier, consumer will be able to log into a mobile app and be able to register. Once you register, any of the surveyor or the installer will come to your premises to do load survey to assess your load, whether you are actually a single phase or three phase. As soon as those ones are done, an SMS or a notification will be given to you that you have been assessed and you cannot pay. If you want to pay, this is our option. If you want meter to be installed and spread over 7 or 10 years, these are options. Though you pick all the options. Those are things that we are putting in place against the time the license will be issued.
When does MAP take off?
Well, we are hoping.
Have any idea?
It was to have taken off a while ago. They postponed it by another 3 months. That's the regulator, the owners of MAP. We are happy for anything, any initiative that will bring meters, because we need meters like yesterday. Part of what ANET does is that we travel around the country to educate customers on this issue of safety, this issue of energy consumption, energy management. In the last 1 week, we've been in the southeast, we're in Nusuka, Enugu, Oka, Abakaliki. I came from Enugu this morning. So we do this because there's a need for more consumer education, and that's what we do a lot, because we believe that people need to be aware of how best to do this thing. But one important point I need to make, and I'm appealing to the federal government, please, the only way we can help this country is for all stakeholders to sit together. I can confirm to you here that the people in charge of power in Nigeria, the stakeholder, we are not talking to each other. Everybody does their thing, and they don't want us to say the truth. And I'm saying this on national TV. The only way there can be electricity in Nigeria is for all stakeholders to sit together. I know of my own investors, for instance. The Honorable Minister for Power has not met with my investor since 2015 to date. If I put billions in a business and you think I'm not doing well enough, why can't we sit down and say, what is your problem, Oga? Or this is what I want you to do. We need to collaborate, cooperate, and work together to make Nigeria better.
You mean the round tables you've been having, those are not good enough meetings?
No. What there was an initiative that started, which was called the power sector meeting that the minister held. That's the meeting held with operators. Because we were part of the first 8 anyway. ANET as a body, the first 8, and the other one. But well, your reporters are always there. Ask them, even for the discos and GENCOs, how many MDs of GENCO do you see there? Why are they not there? Why do they send people, junior people?
Why are they not there?
You can ask them.
No. For the distributors, you represent the distribution companies.
We've had a lot.
So why are your MDs not in such?
I'm not saying my MDs are not there. I say how many of them are there. If the place is productive and you have 11 discos, you should be having 11 MDs.
So why are they not attending the meeting?
That question is for them and for those who organize the meeting.
But you represent their association.
You are not getting my point. Okay, I used to be there because before I was kicked out of the meeting. And I was kicked out because I took an advert reminding the federal government to pay MDA debt. When we are talking about all these shortfall, I read out figure 1.3 trillion. Major part of it are debt owed by federal government, state government, and local government. Federal government paid part of their own so-called verified last year. And when they paid, people have not, even you media should be asking questions. After August last year, have they been paying? The answer is, in most cases, no.
Just a quick one.
So we have a lot of problems.
We're almost out of time, but just a quick one. Why do the distribution companies ask people to contribute to buy transformers? Well,
I've just told you, the distribution company will not ask people to contribute to buy a transformer. But let me use a disco as an example. I went to a disco 2 weeks ago, and the MD showed me request for transformers, 357 requests. The money they have in their account cannot do more than 30. And we are deceiving ourselves. I say I'm buying a product at a price that is far, far higher than the price I'm forced to sell the same product. And you're asking me to be more efficient. How can I be? You cannot tie my legs and expect me to run. And I don't want this to be a controversy. No, all I'm saying, let everybody sit together and solve this problem, or else there won't be light. We're just deceiving ourselves.
Well, why did you go in when you knew you were not, the system was not going to run as it should?
Oh, we have put in, twice we have requested to exit, twice the government have refused to take our license and give us our money back. The Jonathan government, we did one force majeure. Last year we did another one for the Buhari government. Even my investors, only 2 weeks ago, on national TV, shown on channels and other national TV, my investors came out and say, when I was called an interloper, they now said, okay, we sent you, but let's go together. They now spoke with their own mouth, but their mouth are not locked. They now said, come and take our license, give me my money. Okay. They are prepared to leave. The system is not working. And we're deceiving ourselves and we're deceiving Nigerians.
Hopefully by next week we'll have the NERC's chairman with us to explain what the situation is, why the system is not working. We invited him. He was supposed to be a part of the show today, but he opted to come in next week. So we'll have the NERC chairman here. Thank you so much, Mr. Sunday Oduto, Executive Director of Research and Advocacy, Association of Nigerian Electricity Distributors, and Kola Balogun, Chairman, Momos Electricity Metering Manufacturing Company. Thank you all for sharing your thoughts.